Bioshock has an amazing beginning, although nobody really understands it.
doing in exposing those systems to the player, because we're so in these systems and in our own heads, we have no idea that we weren't facing them towards the player at all. So after that play test, we took a long.
Alright, these people don't know anything at all. And they probably built the game. Or had something vaguely to do with the game. Alright. Explaining the opening scene of Bioshock. Okay. American Airlines, stuff like that. For one thing, the presidents, or people dressed as presidents, were robbing aircraft. Also, 1930, 1960, they found a gift, or someone gave someone a gift, or there was a gift on an aircraft, which had a note that read "Do not open until you land." This present had a time trigger, or an atmospheric pressure trigger that was triggered to a bomb that was connected to a wrapped explosive. Okay. Also, the letter, dear Jack, blah 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 blah. Okay, Jack Nixon. JFK, after his facelift, was running around the country as Jack Nixon. Most people wouldn't know that because most people just called him by his first name, Jack or Nixon. Although he's neither of them. He's not JFK either. He was older JFK. JFK, after he went and got a facelift in Germany and had his voice fixed as well. So, also, Jack Nixon. Nixon also was well. They were hijacking planes, and they were also stealing the aircraft industry away from me, the real Lucifer Star, or Brian, basically. So anyway, that's what that has to do. Also, back in the old shipping days, I had a whole bunch of houses built with my bricks and my other things to aid in ship navigation. Also, it has to do with my Germany arc light experiment as well. I was the one who came up with the lens and the arc light and all that other stuff, and also even just lamp oil light and the curved lens in the background. Okay, this is all too much information for you, and you're probably bored already. But basically, in history, I invented the lighthouse, basically, and Lucifer Star, or Brian, me, basically. And I had them built to aid in navigation because we had a lot of ships as well. And this goes into the whole European shipping company and all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, lots of explosives and lots of other things, and basically that's what that has to do with in the beginning, which no one really understood. Jack Nixon actually survived, or basically JFK clone survived until he was like 20, until he was like older. His other brothers died though, one by one, and for a while there, people thought that the JFK was actually immortal. But they were actually 20 or 30 successive clones, starting in 1920 when they first started cloning basically Jack Nixon, pretty much, or basically JFK, pretty much. That's who was being cloned. Basically, Nixon, as a 20-year-old person, there were 30 of him running around, or so, clones just like him. Although the public only saw like 3 or 8 of his so-called brothers that were genetically almost nearly identical to him, plus or minus some female genes that also got intermixed in them. And they basically had Jackie Kennedy she was a nurse, and they turned her into her and like 20 other women turned them into basically baby birthing factories. And they basically may or may not have chained them down to the bedpost and actually impregnated them one by one. And this was all very, very, very much covered up, and it's not sure what happened to the other women. But Jackie was one of 8 or so women, or I don't know how many women, that were basically forced to pretty much birth children, for birth clones. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure about the whole details, and you'll have to go digging through the Pentagon to actually find out if there is any evidence of it left. But that's what that all has to do with. And of course, the wings, which have to do with me, the inventor of flight, and the inventor of steam engines and everything else, and how they stole everything away from me and basically tried to kill me or tried to put me in a life of poverty, as you can see. But the only thing is, like I say, I'm actually the creator of endoskeletons and exoskeletons and 12 other forms of life. So what would basically be the death blow for most people basically was pretty much you guys are nuts. And basically there's 800 other galaxies, including the galaxy coming towards us. And so what would be a death blow for most other people that would basically be like, you're dead, there's nothing that they can do, there's nothing that you can do, you're just gone. These people got you. Basically for me was I don't think so. Because like I say, I am tracked and I am the creator of the endoskeletons, exoskeletons, and 1.5 life forms, and exoskeleton life forms, and humans. So it's like, anyway, it just became a really, really big, huge inconvenience as I was trying to outlive them or trying to flee from them or just trying to run from them. And basically, Jimmy Carter was a bigger thing. And this has nothing to do with Bioshock at all. And more has to do with me and the politics of the world. Anyway, so that's what all that stuff was about in the beginning of Bioshock. Basically a reference to basically Jack Nixon and his psychotic takeover plot of the world. And was going to nuke the planet, which didn't work apparently. They were going to fire off all the nukes by year 2000 and blame the Chinese for it. The Y2K gang, which was a Japanese or Chinese gang that they were funding or helping or making notable, even though there probably wasn't a gang. I'm not exactly sure. It was just a fake group or something like that in China. So anyway, whatever. They were going to blame it all on them. And basically say that some hackers from China had hacked the American missile defense system and launched all the nuclear bombs when it was actually really JFK or Nixon. And they were going to do that by year 2000. But as you can see, we're past year 2000 and it did not work. Of course, in 1980, I basically told everyone that there's going to be an attack and there's something bad that's really bad that's going to happen, and that everybody needs to look around to see what's going on. And it may have been my emergency warning, my oh shit warning that actually may have saved everyone on this planet. Who knows? I don't know. But basically I said, oh shit, and you're all going to die, and we need to start looking around for what the hell is going on. But America's missile defense system was made to intercept on incoming ICBMs. And none of this has anything to do with Bioshock. But anyway, yeah. That's what that's all about. And basically me and other things, and basically, anyway, briefly encounters like what was going on in the government. And basically an ode to Jack Nixon. Although, he was a very, very much a free soul and basically did whatever they wanted, including raping, killing, and torturing Chinese and whoever else they felt like doing it to. And Jack Nixon was Mr. Arm chopping off Jack Nixon. So anyway, whatever. And that's the truth of all that.